certainly say
Good.
something to.
Yeah. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Your City, Your County. This is being recorded on July 10th, 2024, in the middle of summer, which is a great thing. And we have two guests with us today. Cathy Kolbeck, who is the director of the Algoma Library.
Thanks for having
Cathy,
me.
very nice to have you here. And also we have with us Cathy Haasch, who's the Adult Services Librarian.
Thank you for having me.
So, and that, of course, is for the Algoma Library,
Yes.
too. Both of you are involved with that. I know a lot of us in the summertime probably don't think a whole lot about going to the library for the summer. You know, we go, well, you know, I'd maybe be at the beach or something. Do a lot of people use the library in the summer?
They do. We've had a very busy summer. In fact, we are just winding down our summer reading program. So we've had, since the beginning of June, we've had programs going on nonstop. We have a popular summer reading program where people can sign up to earn prizes for reading. So I think we have near record numbers for children sign-ups for our reading program, teen sign-ups, and adult sign-ups as well.
So adults get involved with that, too?
They do. Katie could talk a little bit about
Okay.
that. She's
Yeah.
Maybe we could hear a little bit
Yeah,
about
of
that for
course.
you.
So our adult program, I do like a summer reading challenge. So I challenge the adults to read 15 books from June 1st to August 31st. Just because, you know, adults were busy, especially if we have children or we're working, we may not have as much time to read as our kids do. But this way it gives them a chance, especially if they have little kids that they can count. I allow them to count their books that they're reading to their little kids as well. And then they can be entered to win one of 6 prizes this year.
What are your prizes?
So typically it's like something for like maybe like a lunchbox and a mug, and then I pair every prize with a book.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you make the lunches for people then, too? Or?
Sadly, no.
No?
No, sadly, no.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
mean, that could be something we could discuss later on,
yes,
but
yes,
not
yes.
this year.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll think about that. How about some of the other programs for the kids? Is that which one?
I'll start.
Okay.
So with our summer reading program, it ends next week, but on the 19th, it's kind of our end of summer celebration. So we will have our annual outdoor movie at Legion Park. The movie this year is Trolls Band Together.
Ooh, that sounds
I think-
exciting.
Yes, I think this is our 8th or 9th year of putting on our annual outdoor movie. The movie, like I said, starts at 7 p.m. We invite people to come out, bring their lawn chairs, bring some snacks, maybe a blanket, and just watch the movie outside. Last year was a great turnout. The weather was great. We are hoping for the same this year.
If you wouldn't mind repeating the date and the time and the location.
Sure. Friday, July 19th. The movie will start at 7 p.m. and will be held at Legion Park here in Algoma.
Okay.
Right by the youth club there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it sounds like your summer is busy, and we've covered the outdoor movie now. What about the story walk on the boardwalk? You mentioned that to me, and I don't know exactly what that would be like.
So our story walk on the boardwalk we've been doing for a number of years, and it's been quite popular, especially if you were a beach goer and you want to hang out down on the beach. We put it up around Shanty Days, so this year we're planning on putting it up on August 5th, and it will be up until August 19th. And this year our story is about a duck.
I don't recall the title, but we always pick out a children's book
Yeah.
so people can walk the boardwalk with their families while reading the story. So
Okay.
it's really nice.
So you go on the boardwalk, and then there's pictures and,
There's the
writing.
whole story is put on pages, and they can walk a few feet, read another page, walk a few feet, read another page. So it's been
cool.
pretty popular
Yeah.
with families, with young children.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go the full length of the boardwalk. It starts by the youth club, and then it goes probably about a quarter of the way of the boardwalk.
Okay.
So each is like a page layout on each poster board down boardwalk.
Very good.
So.
Are you responsible for putting out the book, or?
Well, Cathy usually puts it out,
Okay.
but like we'll help her with prepping the book because we have to take the book apart
Oh, I suppose,
to put it on
yeah.
the pages, and then we get it laminated, tape that on there as well. But
Sure.
we
Okay.
we enjoy the process of picking out the book because Cathy does ask us. She'll come with a couple different options. She'd be like, "Which one? This one or this one?" And we kind of look through the book and we're like, "This one. It's cute."
And it's about a duck. We know that
Yep,
much.
this one's about a duck.
That sounds great. I imagine you have some adults that probably enjoy
Yes.
doing that as well.
Yes, especially if you have like grandkids or kids with you. It's something to look at the beach. It's something to move and walk and see. So especially like during like Shany Days weekend, so people want to come down onto the beach. They have something to look at as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it keeps kids interested in reading.
Yes.
And you can lose some of that ability over the summer.
Yes.
As a child, you'd be losing some of that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that helps them, and it's a family activity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great, in our, the Friends of Crescent Beach, there's some members that help us install it down there and then take it down. So it's a great community partnership and an event that we put on.
And that starts in August.
Yep. August 5th through the 19th.
Okay, very good. I heard that you have an author coming, a local author who's going to be
We do.
involved.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
have Chase Pagel. She just put out a new book called Roscoe's Sweet Treats. So she will be coming on Thursday, August 15th at 10:30, and she'll be reading her story. So we're really excited because we actually got a copy of her new book, and it's in our library now.
Okay. And what's the name of it again?
The book is Roscoe's Sweet Treats.
Oh, do you know anything about it at this point? I don't want to give away the whole thing.
Oh, it's a story about her daughter and one of their animals on the farm.
Okay. Oh, that'll get kids interested,
Yeah.
particularly with the treats and so.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
pretty excited about her coming in and talking about her newest book. So.
Yeah. Well, before we started, I had a recollection from grade school about the Dewey Decimal Classification System, and I understand that's still around.
It is. We do still use the Dewey Decimal System on all of our nonfiction books. So our adult, teen, children's nonfiction are all still put on shelves per the Dewey Decimal System.
Okay.
DVDs are also nonfiction, are also Dewey Decimal too.
Okay. So I remember it was through certain hundreds, like the 600 group was something, and then the 700 group.
Yeah, it goes from 0 to 9
Nine,
Nine,
seven,
into the
8.
900s.
900s. Okay. Yeah. Is there any other? There's another kind of system too, or I remember there used to be, which is by thousands or something.
We don't have that.
No.
You don't have that.
no.
Good. All right. Well, then I'd still be back with Dewey.
We don't, yes, Dewey. We do Dewey.
Okay. Dewey. And do you still have card catalogs? Yes.
Well, our card
No?
catalog is a little different than maybe we had in our childhood. It's now all online. So we've got a couple card catalog computer stations that are strictly used for looking up items, placing holds, things like that. So
So if somebody comes in and they say, well, I'm not really too computer familiar, or they always bother me with computers, are you there to help them?
we are. We can put, if people come in and ask for an item, we'll gladly do it for them. If they want to learn how to do it, we can help them and show them how to do that as well. So that's what we're there for.
Okay, that's good. I could use that help sometimes. I use a computer, but it's
Sure.
kind of like, oh boy, how am I going to do this?
And that's okay. People will come in with a list, and we're happy to help them find it. Or if we don't have it in our library, we can order it for them and get it from somewhere else.
Yeah. Now you're part of the Nicolay
The
system?
Nicolay Federated Library System. So there's over 40 libraries in the Nicolay Federated Library System. So if we don't have an item, chances are that we can get that for you.
Okay. And that comes from different locations in the state? Is that how that works?
Yes. So we can get books from Door County, from
Marinette County, Shawano County. We can even go down to Appleton area, so parts of the Fox Valley. Not all of Fox Valley. Kewanee, of course. So there's quite a few libraries that we can get within our system, but then we can also go statewide through another system as well.
So somebody somewhere else in the state has the book, and then how do they deliver it to you?
So we have a fantastic delivery system that we've been using, which is great because then that means we don't have to drive it all over the place. They actually work with the entire state of Wisconsin to deliver materials to other libraries as well. So like, for example, you're coming in and you're looking for a book that we don't have in our system. Maybe it's an older one, but I can find it at a university library for you.
Mm-hmm.
So then that university library will send it through the delivery system, and then it comes to us, to you.
Okay. How long does it normally take from the point that I say, gee, I'd like this book until it arrives?
So a lot of times it's going to depend on if a library has something close to us. So like if we don't have it on our shelf, but maybe Kewanee has it, we could get that in a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
If it's up in, say, Florence, or even down in like Crivets, that might take a little bit of while longer just because they're a little bit further than we are.
Sure.
Typically, if it's available the day we put it on hold, we'll get it within a week. If we're going outside of our system, then we're looking at anywhere between a week and a half to 2 weeks. Just because it does need to come further.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. And there's this company that goes delivering all these books all over the place.
Yes.
They must be very busy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, very good. We also were talking about kids going back to school. And some kids have the wherewithal to buy every supply that they'd ever need. And then there's other children who probably just can't afford it. Their families are not as well-to-do, and they need those same supplies for the kids to be successful. How do you address that?
Well, so every August we hold a school supply drive. So we ask people to donate school supplies, bring them to the library, and then at the end of August the library holds a teacher meet and greet. So we invite local teachers to come to the library. We talk about all of the resources that the library has, how maybe we could help them with various projects they're working on, things like that. We just want to make sure the teachers know we are a resource. The library is a resource and we want to help them. But then we display all of the school supply items that have come in out on tables, and we allow the teachers to just help themselves take what they might need for their classrooms. So that will help.
So the teachers are the
teachers,
ones
yes.
who pick up those items and take them to their classroom.
They know
Yeah.
what they might need in their classrooms.
Because if I was going to go in as a youngster, I wouldn't know, do I need that blue book, the notebook? Do I need a pencil? What do I need? But they come in and get their supplies and then share that with their students.
Yeah, and every year we get a nice amount. People are very generous, so we get a nice amount of school supplies that come in. So probably the most, Katie, what do you think are the most popular things that the teachers could use in their
Teachers
classrooms?
tend to look for like Post-it notes. They look for pens, like the blue, the black, the red, crayons, the smaller packs of markers, so like the 8-pack of markers. They're also looking for like little storage bins to have on their desk, or for putting multiple copies of books in for storage in their classroom. Of course, Kleenex is a big one, because, as soon as we all go back to school, we all start getting sniffles again. So Kleenex is nice to have in the classroom, especially having an extra supply. I've noticed at lists for school supplies at the big stores that They always have clinics on there. Sometimes they'll have hand sanitizer. Just trying to think of what kids might need, the extra things. Like they do look for the single subject notebooks. They look for the plain colored folders. So they're always looking for something. They're looking out for their students, and we want to help by contributing.
Sure.
But,
Do you advise the donors as to what
yeah,
they
we
could
will.
buy?
We do advertise like examples of what we're looking for when we're doing our marketing, and just looking for general school supplies. Sometimes the teachers do give us feedback. Like last year, they asked for like a little bit more on like storage containers. They do like it when there are extra backpacks that are brought in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because backpacks sometimes they break.
Sure.
Or you have one student that just couldn't afford a backpack.
Yeah. Well, to take you back a few years, when I was in school, I had a relative who was kind enough to make me a backpack.
Oh, how wonderful.
And it would have been wonderful, except nobody had backpacks at that point, and I was so embarrassed to take a backpack in. And of course, now it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But I'd always be carrying this stuff, under my arm, and the book would fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Backpacks are wonderful.
They are.
I think it's great.
I still use a backpack, and I'm an adult, and I'm a librarian.
Good. Well, it obviously is a good idea. And my relative, my uncle, he was far ahead of his time. But be that as it may. Let me see what else we have here. Now, you've got a job pod launch. What's a job pod launch?
Sure. So we had our Job Pod launch ribbon cutting back in May. So the Job Pod is a collaboration between the Brown County Library, Nicolay Federated Library System, which is our library system, the Bay Area Workforce Development Board, and Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. Brown County was the first library they were the first pilot. Algoma is the second pilot of the Job Pod, and Niagara was the third Job Pod. They just launched last month. So think of the Job Pod as a bridge between job seekers, job search experts, and the employers. So people can come into the library. There is no job center in Kewaunee County. So instead of going to Green Bay, if they have job search questions, they can come to the library. We can give them the meeting room space. We can give them the equipment they might need to connect virtually to job search experts from the workforce development and the job center. So that's kind of we're just trying to bridge that gap, and people, instead of having, like I said, going to Green Bay, they can come to us. We had a little bit of training on how to help people sign up for virtual appointments and use the job center website, things like that.
Do you help them in any way, like how to write a resume? Or
We do, and in fact, before this job center, we had a gentleman come in over a few different visits needing help with his resume. So we spent a lot of time helping him, because we wanted to give him the help he needed. But we're not experts. We're going to try we're going to try for days until we just can't help anymore. But we helped him over a few different visits. Maybe had we had this at that time, maybe we could have just set him up with a job search expert, and it might have been a faster process for him, because at the time our librarians were doing lots of other things, so we couldn't necessarily give him the attention that he needed at that time. But yeah, we have helped with resumes before, but now with this service, they can come in, we can help them connect virtually with these experts and get the help.
And is this someone actually in person who's there that helps them?
Yep. Somebody will be on the other end, so it'll be like a FaceTime with the experts. And
through the internet.
Through the internet, yep.
Oh, that
Connect
sounds
virtually just by using their local library.
Sure.
And right now we have our meeting room use that they can use, but early fall we're going to get a modular phone booth that will be put in the library to provide more of a private space for anybody that might need it.
Yeah, we don't see too many private phone booths anymore.
No, and it's very nice. We're excited for it. We just got new carpeting in March, So while we were moving things out, we did some rearranging to make room for it. And not only for maybe people looking for jobs, but we get local visitors who might need a private space to do, maybe they're working from home and they're visiting family and they just need that private space. We get lots of inquiries, people asking if we have a meeting room space and is it private. And while we do have a meeting room space, we use it for our things too. So sometimes, depending on availability, it's not available. However, with this modular phone booth, we can just hopefully give them that space they need right away.
How big is the modular phone booth?
I don't know the dimensions offhand, but it's going to
like kind of like 4 by 4.
It'll be very comfortable.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a little
So
seat in it.
so you don't have to stand
No,
there.
there's
And,
a little
yeah.
tray that the computer can go on. There's a little stool. It has a fan on top, so for airflow. But it's just a private, nice space for anybody that might need it.
Sure. That sounds
We're very
great.
excited with this newest edition.
Yeah. Well, it seems so interesting to me because I remember you'd go to the library and the only thing as a kid that I would do, is you go and look for a book. You were supposed to be quiet, and then when you got to the librarian, she would quietly check you out, and that was about it.
Yeah, things have changed a little bit since then. Not only are we providing all those same materials, but now we have, we've got public computers, we've got free Wi-Fi, we offer scanning and printing, lots of things. We have a new Library of Things collection that some people may not know about that I know Katie might talk a little bit about.
Yeah. Why don't we turn to you, Katie?
Sure.
And you tell us about the things.
Sure. So the Library of Things collection, we're able to establish it with 2 grants from the Youth Services Support Grant. And our young adult librarian was the spearhead for this project. And it's amazing with what we have added. And some of our top items, they're not book related. We have a microscope kit. So it's literally a nice, decent microscope with some slides where you can look through it. You can even create your own slides to look through the microscope at it.
So can you check that out, or
Yes,
do
you can.
You can.
You can.
Oh, wow.
And then we got a telescope kit. So if you want to get into looking at the stars at night and you want to borrow ours, you're more than welcome to. And then we even have for, the visitors visiting them, if they have to do like a presentation or something and they're going to do it off site, we have a Bluetooth projector and screen that they can borrow from us.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we recently got 2 new additions that we will be adding into our collection. The first one is a metal detector. I mean, we got Crescent Beach here. That there might be something on that beach, maybe some buried treasure.
Yeah.
So we have a metal detector if you want to go out and give it a whirl. And then we got something called a Toonie box. So this is the Toonie box, and what it does is it allows kids to listen to stories. So when we got 4 figurines, so the figurines you would just set them on top of the box, and it would read a story. And it might even have some songs with it.
Now, where does the electronics, I mean, obviously it's in this box here, but the electronics, is it in the character, or do you put a little something in there?
The story is preloaded on each character.
Oh.
Right now we have 4 characters that will be coming soon. We have Woody.
Oh, sure.
We have
Woody.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
We have Simba from The Lion King. And we have the car character, I forgot his name. I think it's McQueen.
Oh, yeah,
McQueen.
sure. Okay.
So they're geared for children 3 and up.
So I could use it.
Yes, you could use it as well. There's no stopping an adult from trying out kid stuff. But we're pretty excited with this. It comes in a little bag that you can check out the box, and then the characters are separate checkout. But
Do you have more than one of these, or?
Right now we're starting out with 1. We're going to see how it goes.
Okay.
We're always open to adding even another one or more figurines. But we're really excited about these toonies.
Oh, that's great. I would ask you to use it, but I understand it's not fully functional yet.
Yep, not yet. We'll have to do some charging for it. We still need to catalog everything so that it's available for checkout. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks it'll be ready to go out.
Cool.
So we're wanting to finish summer reading first.
Yes, you've got enough
Yeah.
going on. How long can you check something like that out for?
Week.
1 week.
Yeah,
1
so
week.
all of our library things, I believe, are 1 week checkouts
Okay.
with the option to
Okay.
renew if they
Okay.
need to.
If you're going to check out, let's say, a book, how long can you check a book out for?
A book off of the shelf is 28 days. If it's a book that is in short loan, meaning high demand and lots of people are waiting for it, it's 2 weeks. Movies, if you take a DVD off our shelf, it's 2 weeks. CDs are 2 weeks.
Magazines are 2 weeks.
So 28 days for a book.
That was always my problem, is I'd get into a book and then I'd go, oh, but I'm not done yet, and now I gotta take it back. So 28 days, for your average book is pretty good,
It
I
is, and
think. Yeah.
oftentimes, as long as nobody's waiting, you can renew it up to 3 times.
Oh,
So you could have
yeah.
that book for quite some time if you
Yeah.
need to.
Probably close to 80 or 90 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. Recently, I understand that you and other libraries also have removed the fines that people used to have to pay.
Yes. So back in 2021, we went fine-free on children and teen print materials. So books, graphic novels, and that does include audiobooks. We went fine-free for children and teen, but now just recently we went fine-free on adult print materials. So books, magazines, graphic novels, and audiobooks are included, are now fine-free. So if you keep that item a few days late, don't worry about any late fines. You won't accrue any. Now you still have to return the book.
You still gotta give it
You still
back.
gotta give it back.
Yeah.
But we are just waiving those fines. We want to encourage people to use the library. We did notice when we went fine-free on our children and teen materials that more families came back to the library that maybe hadn't used the library before. So we are hoping that we see the same thing now going fine-free on adult materials.
Do you find that you lose much material from the library, that it just never comes back?
No, since going fine-free, there has not been an increase on people. People are still returning the items just as they did before.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's great. And I don't imagine that was a huge source of income for the library, was it?
it's very, very minimal, less than 1% of a budget. So while money is money and very important in a budget, we are happy to have the patron come back in and start using materials again. So.
Good. On a previous show, we asked how many books are in the library, and I think we kind of befuddled the poor people that I threw that question at them. How many books are in the library?
Well, per our annual report, we had 27,046 at the end of 2023. So it's
Wow.
always about 27,000. We're always purchasing new items, but at the same time, some are leaving our shelves as well due to, damage, old age, or maybe if they haven't
Out
been
of
checked
date.
out in a long time, they end up getting weeded as well. So
Yeah. What do you do with those old books?
our books, we give to our library friends. Our library friends have a used bookstore called the Book Corner.
Oh.
They do a really, really nice job over there. They help us out a lot. They've got such a nice bookstore. I encourage anybody who hasn't been there to check it out. They are on 3rd Street across from the fire station and are open Fridays and Saturdays, 11 to 3.
Okay.
So any of books that we might weed, we'll give to them, and then they go ahead and sell. So,
Okay.
yeah, our
Good.
library friends have done so much for us in the last few years. They've helped recarpet our back room, and they fund many programs. So
Oh, it's
we're
all
very
kind of
thankful. And
coming
it comes back.
back.
To the
It
library.
comes back, yeah. That's good, and that way you don't have to have a sale, we're having a book sale, at some
It's
particular time.
Every weekend they've got their sale.
That's good, yeah. We have, of course, a lot of vacationers who come through the area for Kewaunee County, Door County, Brown County, and so on. Do you get many vacationers that will come to the library?
We do. We'll see some people that come for the summer and will come to our library, and sometimes, they just want to check out items. Sometimes people will just visit and just sit and read our newspaper. Newspaper subscriptions are very expensive, so they'll utilize the library just to read our papers.
Sure.
We've had visitors want to use our, I think, like I mentioned, our meeting room space for some work they might have to do while they're on vacation, things like that.
Last summer, we had, with the cruise ships that have been coming, we had some people that were from Germany that visited us as well, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's always nice. We're very welcoming to see new people, new faces. Sometimes we'll have visiting librarians come in and visit us from other parts of the state
Oh,
or
cool.
even the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's always cool because they're always looking to see how they can improve their libraries back home too.
Mm-hmm.
And we love hearing their stories about their favorite libraries.
I
So,
bet, yeah. I bet they can share a lot of good
yes.
stories
Oh, yes.
about some of the visitors and some of the books and some of their activities, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And there's always something to do at the library. So even if you don't have a library card, we always have a puzzle set up that's very popular for not only for adults but for children. Big puzzle table. Like I said, we've got newspapers. People can sit down, relax, read the newspapers. People will bring their laptops in and do some work from home. We usually have some kind of activity for children going on in the library, a scavenger hunt or some kind of thing to give people things to do while they're in the
Yeah.
library.
And do you have electronics for people to use? I know you mentioned for the card catalog, the Dewey, the good old Dewey that I keep going back to. But for that, do you have computers there that people
We do.
can
We've
borrow?
got, well, not to borrow.
Not
but,
to borrow,
but we've got
but
the public
to use
computers.
there.
They can use our JobPod laptop in the library. We do have some launch pads, which are tablets with preloaded games. These tablets are safe for kids to use. They can check those out. And then we have
We also have Wonder Books.
we've got Wonder Books, which are books for kids, books that will read to you. Kind of remember the books on tape. It's kind of like that, but it's all in one spot, and those are pretty popular. And then we also have Wi-Fi hotspots, which we have 10 that we check out to people on a week. They can have them for a week.
Wow.
And those have become very popular too. Now we have a wait list, which we never had to have before. So
You'll have to get
they
more
can,
hotspots.
we might have to look into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're able to buy these with some grant funding.
Yeah.
So
So the library has certainly grown, and it certainly has changed over the years. So we have run out of time. Once again, it always goes so quickly, but we sure want to thank both of you for being here. We've been talking to Cathy Kolbeck, who's the director of the Algoma Library. We thank you for being with
thanks
us.
again for having me.
You bet.
Us.
Yeah.
And you two both. And Katie Haasch, who's the Adult Services Librarian. So we thank you both so much for being here. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. It was quite enjoyable.
Oh, good. At least nobody panicked. We
No.
did okay. So go visit your local public library. That's all for today for Your City, Your County. We hope that you have a most marvelous summer, and we'll join you once again when it's next time we're ready for Your City, Your County. Have a great day, everybody. So long.